I'm Christine.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Kat. And we're TL Ski, bitches.
And you're watching
Skeeball Countdown.
How's everybody doing? What is going on, everybody? I am Harrison H-Town Hyman. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, we're going into week 8. That means playoff mode. We're going to talk a lot about the playoffs, potential teams for Super Saturday. First, I want to introduce a very special guest. Guy's been helping me out all season. Tom, the Toolman Taylor. Tom, where are you? Oh, hey. What are you doing? You're supposed to be guest on my show.
Well, you know, I got things fixed, things to get ready, you know.
Alright, well, let's try this again. Everybody, Tom, the Toolman Taylor. Alright, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, no problem. I actually live here, so.
Well, I do want to say this. Tom, you've been a great help to me in Skeeball Countdown. I mean, he's usually handled the camera for me. Let us use his studio. I mean, I just want to say, give him a round of applause for making Skeeball Countdown so successful. Alright, so we're entering week 8. One more week. A lot of these teams have just one more chance to get into the playoffs here. And so let's talk a little bit about playoffs, alright? Teams that are going to get in. I think the biggest story that we have for you right now is Team Trifer. You know, only 27 points away from hitting the Hammers. And you know, what do you think here? I mean, do you think Trifer gets in? I mean, these 3 girls are great, but Emski Hammers, I mean, you know, they have to maintain, which is something they've been. I mean, if you look at the numbers here, I mean, they've been maintaining pretty much all year. You know, around the mid 600s. And Team Trifer kind of struggles around there too, around mid 600s. So Trifer has to do something very, a lot better than Emski Hammer is doing this week.
Well,
I think.
yeah, of course they can do it. A lot of it depends on who rolls first. I mean, it's a lot easier if you're coming from behind, if you've got a score to shoot for. Sure. That way, if you know, last frame you're losing, throw some hundos in, do whatever you got nothing to lose. So, of course, I've seen a lot of miracles in this league, and I definitely think they can do it. It's up to them. They hold it. Their destinies in their own hands.
Now let's talk a little bit about Tuesday night scoring here. I mean, obviously we've got number 1 spot, number 2 spot locked in. I mean, we've got KFC Colonels here. You know, we have Kick-Ass. Both those teams there are obviously locked in, number 1, number 2 spots. But then it starts to kind of get a little close here. I mean, there's definitely a significant difference in scores. But you've got the number 3 spot that could be overtaken next week. Queen City United just has to roll really well, and there's a lot of different scenarios here, and it's definitely a close race, and we don't have those definite spots that we would normally see at this point. You know, it's still so close, and not many teams have branched apart from each other.
No, that's what makes it fun.
Let's shift over to Wednesday. Now, all 4 teams at the very top pretty much locked in. After that, it's not really as close of a race. I mean, a lot of these teams right here are probably locked right in. I mean, for playoffs, exactly where they are. I mean, there's a few races here. I mean, number 4, number 5, Touch Me Where I Ski, and Clam Burglars. I mean, Touch Me Where I Ski is only 34 points in front of the Clam Burglars. But besides that, there's not really that close of a race in Wednesday night teams.
No, I think you pretty much. The seeding for the playoffs is there. The only thing you're going to see fun on Wednesday nights when the playoffs actually happen. I mean, the Clam Burglars have more players than the Osmonds have children, so who knows who's going to show up, and who knows. There is actually a bar at Jackalob's. So with the Clam Burglars, they might not be able to find the lane.
All right. Now I want to talk Final Four Super Saturday. Teams that are capable. So let's shift over to Tuesday night. All right. Top 2 teams you think is going to be in Super Saturday?
Well, KFC Colonel is going to be there.
Sure.
The thing to figure out is who's going to be next. I think Kick His Ass Ski Bass could definitely do it if the real Brad Meacham shows up.
And that's a really good point. I mean, Brad Meacham is so shaky. Sometimes he can do just really, really well.
But he's had a great season this year. He's come back. Yeah, he was really good, then he sucked for 2-3 seasons, and then he's had a really good one, pretty steady this year. So I think I'm looking for them and the Colonels to come out of Tuesday night.
Well, kind of a team that I want to talk about here as well is Queen City United. I mean, I think that they're really the black horse of this
definitely
this playoffs here because, as you said earlier, I mean, Sunil, he's shaky, but he's always proven to be solid. Johnny V has gotten awesome this season. I mean, he's way better than what he used to be last season.
Sunil always shows up for the playoffs.
And I have seen that. The other shaky person is Wes. But I think under, Johnny V's control, I think that, I think Wes can actually, I've seen him hit roll 30s.
Well, we know he can roll good.
Mm-hmm.
We know he can roll good. So it's just a matter of him finding the zone and, getting comfortable and, who knows?
But I think you're right. I think that KFC versus Kick His Ass, V-Bass, I think that both those, solid teams. I think they're going to make it into the Final Four. All right. So now we got all that Tuesday talk in. Let's talk a little Wednesday night.
Let's get to the real night.
Yeah, Wednesday. All right. So as I said earlier, everybody's pretty locked in here. Top 2 teams from this night going into Super Saturday.
Well, okay. I'm a little biased here. I think you can go ahead and pencil in a boy named Ski. Solid team. A little volatile at times. But I think they've been reined in.
Yeah.
They've been reined in.
A-Shan's been finding his 40s. And
they've been reined in. So I think, that's a solid pick. Now, the next two, the Oreo Cook Skis and the Know When to Roll. You got two good, Katrina and Jackson have ice water in their veins.
Sure.
And we've seen, Lindsay's another player, doesn't get rattled. So you've got 3 really good, steady players that don't get emotional, they don't get rattled, they just step up and take care of business. And
with the pressure that comes along with the playoffs, I think that at least Katrina and Jackson, I don't think that they at all, they won't even sweat. They'll just roll the way they need to roll.
All of them are veterans.
Yeah.
They've been there.
And now, I do want to say, knowing to roll them though, that's a solid squad too. And you've got, you got Kevin Ambler, who's shaky at times, but I have seen him hit 3 hundos when he needed to hit 3 hundos. And so, he might be shaky, but during playoffs, I can't count him out on that.
You never can count him out. The anchor on that team is Amethyst.
Sure.
She's the one that's been steady all year. Kevin and Coco have kind of been up and down. They're more emotional players, but they, if you get 2 emotional players, you get that one anchor player with them that can kind of calm them down, kind of help rein them in. They're a very dangerous team.
Another team I just want to quickly mention is, Clan Burglars. They can also be that dark horse as well. I guess it really depends on who rolls. They've got so many rollers on their team, you don't really know who's going to roll. And whichever, they might pick their all-stars, they might not.
That is a team that, even though they have like 12 people on the squad, they actually had to have subs outside of those 12 people.
That's true. So, that's true. You never know. They're not really consistent. Exactly. My picks, I really think that a boy named Ski, and I'm with you on Oreo Cook Skis. I think that, I think that those 3 are 3 solid rollers. And I know Jackson, Katrina, both been to Super Saturday. Lindsay has not. So that might get a little shaky for her in Super Saturday. But at least going into it, I can say that those 2 teams are they definitely have the better shot in getting it. So, well, yeah, that's basically it that we have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed our great week. Next week, we're going to be talking about playoffs. We're going to be talking about who made it in. We're going to talk about the final spots. And we're going to talk about, possibly more, who's going to be the next Skeeball champion this year. So, I am Harrison A. Hyman. This is Tom the Toolman Taylor. We'll see you Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Jackalope Jacks. A shout out.